Oh, shit, damn, you didn't even let me do my intro. No, what were you saying? No, it's already gone now. I have ADHD, you gotta go.
What did you think when you looked at the scoreboard?
Well, yeah, I was kind of mad at myself because for the first time in a long time I hit a hurdle, and I kind of threw off my rhythm. But I knew what type of pace I was on, so I know it's there. So we just continue to work, continue to freshen up, sharpen our knives, and get ready for next week.
Which hurdle did you hit?
8th. Shit, on that? Yeah, same here.
Did that have anything to do with the wind, the plus 2.0 hitting the hurdle?
No, I've been running the negative headwinds until I got here, so I'm very happy with the 2.0. The hurdle gods were on our side because it's right at the limit. So I'm not going to complain. I'll take the 12.8, my second 12.8 of my career. I think that's my second fastest time, and then the 12.92 was my third fastest time, and then the 12.96 was like tied for my fourth. So this whole weekend has been nothing but great for me. I've been in this zone, I've been in this funk, I've been in this thing where I'm just continuing just to pump out 12.9s like Aries did in 2012, and I know my progression, so we're just trying to stay consistent in that aspect.
Yeah, first race ever with 3 guys under 13. How does it feel to be a part of that?
That's great. I mean, I knew Freddie was on the come up. His rounds looked amazing. Obviously, I'm never going to count Daniel Roberts out. He's a prime competitor since 2019 of mine, and obviously myself. I say it all the time, I can't lose to them, I can only lose to myself. And when I lose to myself, that's me not executing my race plan or doing something that I haven't done in a very long time.
Brent, to that extent, I mean, how exciting is it, the possibility, we've seen it with the women, like the 3 guys running in a 13.
Yeah,
let's talk about a podium sweep, man.
Yeah, I mean, we've already put it out there. I think Daniel and Freddie have probably already thought about it once we just came through that finish line with all the sub-13s that we had. Obviously, they just PR'd. I didn't PR, but I ran season's best, so we're right where we need to be. Not speaking for myself, not speaking for them, but speaking for myself. I think we're exactly where we need to be. Obviously, my training with Coach Holloway and Sean Burke has been going crazy great right now, so we're gonna celebrate this moment. Obviously, tomorrow is a new day, so we wipe off and see what we can do, see what we can't, see what we can do better, see what we need to fix, and we'll be back at it next week.
How do you feel to be in that conversation with an Aries Marriott or an Alan Johnson who has consistently run sub-13 for?
Yeah, I mean, that's for you guys, but my goal is just to continue just to stay great. Each year I've done what I need to do to stay in the relevant, to stay in the now. I think the biggest thing is for me is just continuing to, better myself. I let you guys write the articles about who's running fast and who's not. My main goal at the end of the day is to worry about Grant Holloway and Grant Holloway only, regardless if it's someone who just ran fast, regardless if it's someone in the past that's ran fast. My goal is to always stay focused on myself. As long as I can take care of my 51 steps in my race, I feel like I'm untouchable.
Who was the little boy you picked up? Was that the same little guy you had?
Say that again?
Who was the little guy you picked up at the end?
Oh, that was Chase. So Chase and I go back way to 2018, 2019. He's been watching me since college. He's been at almost all my races here in the United States. So for me to share that moment with him, I think that's something that will stick with him for the rest of his life. Chase has been tremendous, a fan of mine. For those who don't know, Trace was the one I gave fist bumps to at the end of my first round when I ran 12.92. He told me, I told him, I said, once we do what we have to do, you come on the big stage with me. And to share that moment with him on NBC, I think he'll look back at it and say, like, this is pretty cool.
How'd you meet him?
Chase, C-H-A-S-E?
Yes.
Chase.
How'd you meet him?
Same way I met everybody else, me talking too damn much. It's just one of the things where we were always he was just there. And we took a picture, and I've been watching him grow. I remember when he was a little baby. Now he's walking and telling me congratulations and everything through videos and text messages. So him and his family, just tremendous people, great people. So my hat goes off to them.
But he doesn't live in Gainesville or anything. He just comes to the big meets.
I could not tell you. I don't even want to say where he lives. He's too young.
Sure.
Yeah.
Running 3 rounds sub-13. Do you use that, like, in some ways as being full? It's not like it's historic, does it mean a lot? Even compared to like a world record race, does that come with up pretty close to
not really, because the first 2 rounds, me running 12 was obsolete. I could have ran 12, and God forbid, knock on wood, like something could have happened. But my main thing was I'm running 12.9, 12.9, 12.9, and that shows what type of shape I'm in. To answer your question, I just want to stay consistent. I think that's the biggest thing for me. As long as I stay consistent and figure out what I need to do to run 12. If someone else has to run 12 to beat me, then that's a hard feat for them. But if I can run 12 consistently, one day I'll dip underneath that run.
What are your thoughts on Daniel? Because his PB was back when y'all ran at NCAA's, and he finally broke it here. And y'all been,
Yeah,
right
I mean, that just shows the progression of the hurdles. It's tough. Daniel's had some bad breaks, a lot of bad breaks, and today was one of the good ones. It's just like in golf. You can't make all the shots. So if you just keep chugging away, some putts are going to fall, some not, and today the putt fell for Daniel. So my hat goes off to him. For him to be working this hard for 5 years and finally drop under sub 13, I think it means something.
Also, like, not only his perseverance, but Freddie's as well. He just shared with us before you came out, like, in 2021 here, doesn't get through, and he's thinking about quitting the sport.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows you how demanding and how tough the sport is. I think one of the things for this sport, especially for people who aren't sponsored, it's tough to get a contract. It's tough to do this. It's tough to do that, because really in this sport, if you're not in the top 10, it's hard to survive. So that's just one of the things where I wish it could change, but I can't really be an advocate for that, because at the end of the day, as selfish as it sounds, I'm only worried about me and my family and my friends. So, if it comes down to it for, people not ranked in the top 10 in their event, and they have to quit the sport, you got to do what's best for you in that aspect.
But is there joy, though? Because you have a lot of history with both
absolutely.
The fact that now everybody's together.
Yeah, before we even ran, I told Freddie, a man was something to prove is a dangerous man. And obviously, like you guys heard, he's getting ready to have a family. He's getting ready to, take that next step in life. So what better way to do it than, on the track with your friends, competing at the very highest of levels. And, my heart goes out to Freddie and Daniel, just because they've been at this sport just as long as I have, but if not Freddie, for Freddie longer. So for him to finally make this team, beat some people that were quote-unquote supposed to make the team or scheduled to make the team, it just shows the world that this sport is very hard, especially in this event.
Grant, now that you're on the other side, you've job done, heading to Paris, can you compare your mentality heading into Paris versus heading into Tokyo?
Yeah, I was young, dumb, and full of cum back in 2021. So I think one of the things now is I'm a little bit more mature. I think I have a little bit more experience in races under my belt, and I know how to run a 13.0 race. I know how to run a 12.9 race. I know how to run a 12.8 race. So just continuing just to put the one foot in front of the other, and just making sure that when I get to that starting line in Paris for the first round, I'm doing what I have to do.
What do you think Coach Holloway is going to say after this?
Say that again?
What do you think Coach Mike Holloway is going to say?
It's going to be something that we could have done better. Not just me, but we're a team. So he takes full responsibility just as much as I do. But that's the beauty of how we work. There's no pointing fingers. If there is pointing fingers, we're both pointing fingers at each other, saying like, "Yo, you did this, I did this." So we're always as one. But the biggest thing is he'll find something wrong with the race. I'll tell him what I felt in the race, and then we'll collab. But like I said, there's 51 steps in that race that I take. At some point, one of those steps can go wrong, and we can fix that step. So the goal is always to have a perfection of 51 out of 51 steps. It's just like a test. If you go 49 for 51, obviously you miss 2. Is that 2? Yeah, so you missed 2. But like you're always aiming to get 100.
Do you feel like you've gotten 51 out of 51 in a race before?
No.
Still to come, yeah?
You can never have a perfect race. There's no such thing as perfect in this sport. I think it's just like anything else. I like to use golf a lot because like their mentality is really what I try to hone in on. So even if you're knocking balls, hitting them all straight, and you're making putts, you could have said, "Oh, I could have got that a little bit closer to the hole. I could have done this. I could have done that." So I try to relate a little bit more into what I'm doing. When's the last time? I could not tell you.
I remember being in Tokyo, and you were like kind of down and bummed out about winning the silver medal. Over the last 3 years, have you allowed yourself to like celebrate that achievement, or do you still feel the same?
A little bit of the same thing. I think the biggest thing is you're training for that moment. The moment only comes every 4 years. If you're not trained to be an Olympic gold medalist, what the hell are you doing? That's my mentality. If I'm not winning, then I'm losing. If you're not first or last, Ricky Bobby said the best. So my main thing is going each race with the mentality, I'm gonna kill whoever's beside me, regardless if they're my best friends or my brothers or not. And when I get to the finish line, I shake their hand and I figure out what I did right, what I did wrong.
So with that being said, I mean, is this like I mean, probably Olympic title, world record? Like, I mean, are those the last two pieces to the puzzle for you?
For the media, yes. Mine is just continue just to assert dominance, man. I'm in love with this sport. A lot of people say they get burnt out or they don't want to do this or they don't want to do that. I have a happy medium with this sport where when I'm on the track, I'm on the track. When I'm away from the track, I can have a cold one and it doesn't, like, I don't say like, oh, hey, if I have this drink, it's going to affect me on the track. Like, my main thing is just when it's track time, it's track time. When you're off the track, you're off the track.
So with the golf analogies, which by the way, I'm very impressed, would you classify it today as a birdie?
I got my Masters green on, so call me Scotty Scheffler. Right on, guys. Thank you, guys.